Imagine you meeting God and wondering if she smoke. Imagine you seeing God walking out the liquor store. I done seen it before. Everything I'm doing now, I said and dreamed it before. Cause once upon a time, I begged for what I needed before. But then I learned that all I had to do was be it before. I found my light and stood up in it like my name was Theotis. Took a flight for new beginnings, hope the universe noticed. And now my home turf cheering me on. Feel like the whole.
Welcome to my channel. I'm your favorite cousin, but are you fine? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share if you care. Join the fam. So today I'm going to be talking about Amaya's interview on the Call Me Daddy podcast. I don't think I'm going to walk through it all. I'm just going to talk about some things that were said that like piqued my interest. If I look this way or like over, I'm looking at notes. I'm not at the point where I'm memorizing what I want to say yet. I will get there. But until then, bear with me. So the interview opened up with rapid fire questions. There was no deep dive into who Amaya was as a person, her life, her childhood, how she grew up. None of that Huda got. I feel like that would have been more appropriate for Amaya since she did go on to win the show. It was very lighthearted and fun. Alex is very intentional on how she decides to interview every person. It's not the same across the board. And I think she has an agenda with that. I won't lie to you. Anyway, I believe that a lot of people infantilize Amaya because her English isn't as good. They call her adorable. And something I noticed from her videos from before she got on the show to how she's acting now, even like how she's real antsy in the interview and can't be still and acting real childlike. Before she got on the show, she was acting like a grown woman that had her composure, very normal acting. She wasn't too over the top, too childlike. And even when she first got in the villa, she wasn't talking in a whiny baby voice. This has nothing to do with the humility or the weather. Like a lot of people are going to say is the reason why her voice is changing. Has nothing to do with that. I'm talking about like how she comes across, period. A moment that stood out to me was the moment when she made Shelly cry. She wasn't this crybaby Amaya Papaya. Oh my goodness, they're bullying her. Amaya was the bully. So anyway, I'm going off my from what I wanted to be saying at this point in time. Let me get back to it. And another thing I noticed is that a lot of people take everything that she says as gold. Amaya could say the sky is blue, but people are like, oh my goodness, yes, queen. Like she's a great poet. Like I need that on a shirt right now. The fact that Alex made a shirt out of something Amaya said is also throwing me off. Like you know what you're doing. Anyway, I thought it was notable how Amaya described herself as a big empath. She's with people on their worst day, so she thinks it's really important to try to be that sunlight for them. She was approached in her DMs to come to the show. I wonder what these shows are looking for in your social media to like scout you out. Anyway, a lot of people again I saw Amaya's so real. She didn't have a handler. She didn't have anybody on her social media managing it for her while she was gone. Okay. A lot of these people that they scout out already have careers in social media. So all this, oh, they chasing clout on the show for the wrong reasons. They want to become famous. They already have been pursuing that, and they get scouted out for that reason. So that's something to think about. Like a lot of these women were models. So if you're a model, you have a talent agency, you have a management agency, whatever. They're gonna manage you while you're gone. That's why you have management. Anyway, so yeah, Alex was like, that's why we love you. You're not in it for clout. Again, a lot of people are approached because they have certain things going on with them. When Amaya said she had only seen some clips before coming in, she also noted that she didn't get to see how serious certain dynamics were. Talking about Huda and Jeremiah because a lot of people after, including Huda, thought that Amaya was coming in maliciously to take Jeremiah from Huda, and your job as a bombshell is to explore the cracks in these couples' foundations, whoever they're coupled up with. Malicious, non malicious, like there's no such thing as that when you're a bombshell first coming into the villa. And also, I'm jumping back ahead to something I said already. When Amaya came at Shelly for trying to be sneaky, when Shelly already told Amaya she was also exploring Ace, she don't owe you nothing. Honestly, she don't owe you nothing. That's one. And you as a bombshell should understand it is what it is. You're walking into something that existed before you even got there. So you had no right to make my girl Shelly cry. And I'm gonna keep coming back to this moment that a lot of people want to forget because of Maya Papaya, America's sweetheart. She's not a sweetheart. She is a bully. Like I said before, a lot of people start clocking it. Her and Huda are the same, are different sides of the same coin. I will continue to say that. I don't care how much y'all like Amaya. Her and Huda are the same. Anyway, only difference is Amaya check on you more than Huda would because Huda is a little more self-centered. That's it. Anyway, my baby. Hey. Hey, meow. Yeah. And she said that she was immediately attracted to Jeremiah because he had a symmetrical face. A lot of people like that kind of thing. She coupled with Ace, which didn't last long because of his boundaries. A lot of people said he was an asshole or whatever. He was setting his boundaries out, and she got offended because she probably thought like all the dudes was gonna be on her. She got these pretty green eyes, and she got stonewalled. Like, okay, here's what's not gonna happen. And something that they said that was very reminiscent of Huda, he was like, "You not gonna come up in here and be all coupled up with me. You want to get physical really fast and move too fast. Basically, claim your territory. That's not gonna happen right here. I can see what's going on, and I'm shutting it down right now." And if you look in the future, that's exactly what she did with Brian. They moved entirely too fast, but because it was the end and so many people wanted Amaya to win solely off of her personality that she was putting on, if you ask me, it's the truth. She did want to move very fast physically. 2 episodes before she confronted Shelly, she was on the dock kissing Austin, and she didn't tell Shelly about that. While she was confronting her about Ace, you kissed Austin behind her back, and that's who she's coupled up with, and you didn't tell her y'all were exploring. You didn't tell her y'all just kissed. All Shelly was doing was getting breakfast made for her, but you didn't like the way Ace was catering to her. That's another thing. A lot of people were jealous of the way Ace was catering to Shelly. Whether you want to call it love bombing, breadcrumbing, whatever, he still did it. And a lot of women were jealous because they weren't getting that treatment at all from their guys. Anyway, back on track. She said that Ace felt disrespected. That's why he was setting boundaries, and I put no. He felt you were marking your territory entirely too soon, and he's not the type of person for that. Because if you're going around calling him baby babe, you're not putting a hickey on him. It's a metaphorical hickey. All these girls gonna be like, oh, they getting really serious. Let me back off of that. And he didn't want that because he was still open to explore. Okay, Ace just has a strong personality, and he was not on the I'm the leader type thing in the villa, and that he voted Jeremiah out. I said Jeremiah was there for the wrong thing, not out of jealousy. A lot of people are saying Ace voted Jeremiah out because he was jealous. Y'all tend to forget that y'all were pretty pissed at Jeremiah after Huda told him she was a mom. He was saying something blah 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 when we win this or when I win this. He was talking about playing the game immediately after finding out that the girl he's coupled up with had a child, which was the wrong response. And I'll stand on that. A lot of y'all were pissed, but a lot of y'all also forgot that happened conveniently. Once he got sent home, y'all was mad that somebody sent him home for the reason that y'all got mad at him on the dock. The hood told him she had a child. Make it make sense, y'all. I don't think people should have been meddling in other people's relationships like that. But at that point, if he's strategizing, I'm gonna hop on top of that, and my strategy gonna be better than his, and I'm gonna get him out. It is what it is. So yeah, she saw how serious Huda and Jeremiah were and decided to back off. I said she didn't confront Huda like she did Shelly about Jeremiah. And she also didn't back down from Ace until he told her off after she made Shelly cry. So Alex asked about the Huda saying that bitch is fucking messy, and to her face, Huda told her that she could talk to and explore Jeremiah, but then hugged her when Amaya said she wasn't going to. And it's like, oh my God, you're my friend. So that was the thing Shelly was talking about. Like when you say you're not gonna pursue Jeremiah, she'll come and hug you or like say thank you and all of that. You must really love me type of thing. Like a lot of dudes that dealt with them, they don't want to deal with them no more after dealing with them because of how they handle their emotions. And I feel like they bonded over poor emotional regulation because both of them are piss poor at regulating their emotions and being sure they act how they feel, which you shouldn't always do. Okay, a heart rate challenge. Maya said that Huda goes all in. She probably got lost in the moment. She had fun, and that it's just a challenge. And like I said, her mouth was to the floor. She don't think Huda did anything wrong because again, it's just a challenge, which I don't agree with. After a certain point, you know whether people are closed off or not. Like that ain't your time to be being messy. So she said Ace and Shirley had the strongest connection, but they weren't closed off, so it's free for all basically. And the song that was playing in the background was Nicki Minaj Starships. Nothing about that song requires Huda to do all the stuff she done did on Ace. I'm sorry. Nothing about that song required all of that. And people say, oh well, Shelly went back for a second kiss. Okay. Shelly didn't sit on his face. Anyway, mean girl mentality in the villa. What? Okay, so Alex said relationships changed after the heart rate challenge. Was the villa clicky for the women? And Amaya said some people gravitate to each other more, like I did Huda. So she basically was saying that it was clicky. Austin was, I don't care about Austin. I don't care about Zach. I don't really care about her stance on Nicolandria. Okay, standing on business challenge, because I'm going to talk about this when I go over the Huda interview. Amaya hoped people would have been honest with her before. People were saying she cries too much. She did. She had no one but herself in that moment. She made no mention of Huda trying to have her back, and she had no idea that Zach felt the way that he felt, which I'm not understanding because he told her face that he wasn't feeling her, just like all the other guys. I don't think she wanted to hear that because she couldn't believe it. Like, so Brady, I can't believe these guys are really saying this about me. Like, she refers to herself as a strong, confident woman in touch with her emotions. And she said that her daddy always told her a strong, confident woman in touch with her emotions will intimidate cowards. Now, if your daddy always telling you that, it says to me that this is a long-standing problem with regulating your emotions. If your daddy is always saying that to you, you have an issue. So I'm wondering, was she going to psych as well? Because Huda will have you believe that she voluntarily went to psych. I don't think it was voluntarily. Not the way she was acting around the villa. I think somebody pulled her to the side and said, hey, you need to go do this or you will get the boot. I do believe that they told her that. Anyway, Alex said that she lost respect for them ganging up to humiliate her publicly and her standing there taking it instead of having a private conversation with Amaya. And my whole thing goes back to Huda. So did you lose respect for Huda the way she did Iris, the way she did Jeremiah? Like it's a double standard with the way Alex feels about certain people and their behavior that's clearly unacceptable and destructive. Ace and Zach tried to rewrite narratives after she was voted America's favorites. And some of the women were nicer as well. I think at that point, Amaya started being full of herself, honestly. Huda and Jeremiah had the most sex when they were coupled together, which is important. Again, once I get to the Huda video, Amaya is saying that Huda and Jeremiah had the most sex out of everybody in that villa. Crazy. Something I noted. is how Maya said after a breakup or during a breakup, whichever one it was, she crashed out and called his mama. She crashed out and called his mama to be like, what kind of son you raised? Your son is a POS. And was going off on the mama because the guy didn't want to be with her anymore. She said she makes it a point to get the mom's contact information, phone number, all of that whenever she's dating a guy. Red flag on the play. What? That's nothing funny about that. That's nothing cute about that. I wouldn't have even told nobody that. But because people coddle Amaya, they think it's cute, funny, and love a toxic queen. But yeah, that stood out to me in the worst way when she said that. She's very proud of her dick sucking skills. Okay. And she and Brian are the first Hispanic couple to win, especially right now with what's going on in America. I think a lot of people voted for Amaya's personality, and I think they also were voting because of ICE race that's going on currently in America. They feel like supporting a Hispanic couple is their way of doing the work against ICE and racism. No, it's not. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna last long. Brian didn't express any genuine interest in Amaya, and even when he stood up for her, that doesn't mean that he was interested in her. He was just standing up for a fellow Hispanic. Before that, he wasn't romantically interested in her, and I think Amaya made the first move romantically. I gotta go back and look. I don't think Brian was coming from a romance thing until he didn't have any other options, and then that's when he was like, okay, type thing. Him standing up for Amaya doesn't mean that he wasn't one of the people who also changed their behavior after she was voted America's favorite. I think Brian was playing the game, and it became very clear to me through the advice he was giving to Chris when Chris was having a hard time with Huda. That spoke volumes to me about Brian and the type of person he is. I feel like him and Chris are the same person in different bodies. That's all I'll say on that. So, like I was saying, Amaya said that there were psychologists on the set, which to me means nothing because in the history of reality TV, it has gone to show that their psyche vows hold the weight of paper, and I don't think that they overall take mental health as seriously as they claim to because Huda should have been sent home based on her behavior, not sent to go see a psych on set. They should have kicked her out and sent her home for personal reasons. Period. So the fact that they're saying, oh, there's psychologists on the set that you can go and talk to if you're having a bad day or whatever. No, some people should not have been in the villa. Just like I think the season before, when Rob went and hid in the swimming pool. I think they were scared he was gonna, and they should have sent him home in that moment. He was having a legit meltdown. Should have been sent home. So the whole there was psychologists on the set doesn't appease me. And Alex said that America made the right person famous. You're not even counting Brian at this point. Y'all are just talking about Amaya winning. Y'all don't even see them as a couple. Y'all were voting for Amaya. Yeah, Brian, because he did stick up for her that time. Y'all don't see them as a couple, and I think y'all got it wrong this time. We are here for love. This is Love Island, not Personality Island. And that's all I have to say on that. Let me know how you feel in the comments. What do you feel about the interview? Do you feel like it should have been done in a different style? What would you have done differently if you were the interviewer? What do you think is going to happen as far as an update on Amaya and Brian on the reunion? Do you think there's going to be one? How do you think it's going with them? Thank you for getting this far in the video. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.
They call me lost when I wander. I go as far as I wanna go. Temptation try pull me under, but I won't